Okay, so let's look at this example. The graph below is a TR graph. So let's write down the equation for the TR graph. We have y equals a multiplied by x, where we know a is the selling price and our independent variable is the quantity, and we will use these to find the total revenue. So we have total revenue equals selling price multiplied by the quantity. So find the, I misspelled, slope. What does it represent? Okay, well, in order to do that, we're going to do our slope equation. We have the starting value, which is always 0, 0. And the final value, in this case, is 200, 700. So to find the slope, we need to do y2. So which one is y2? The 700 minus 0 divided by 200 minus 0. So if we get out our calculator and we do 700 over 200 and hit the SD button, that gives us a slope of 3.5. This is actually 3 dirhams and 50 fils. Okay, write down the TR equation for this model. Okay, so for this, we're going to do TR equals 350 times my quantity. Find the TR for 100 units. Okay, so for this, all we have to do is put in 100 for the quantity. Okay, so we get out our calculator again. 3.50 times 100 gives me a total revenue of 350 dirhams. Okay, so that was a pretty easy example. Let's try one a little bit harder. 2 TR graphs. Okay, so we've got 2 different graphs going on. Graph A and B are shown below. In each case, the capacity for the period is 200. Now, if you remember, capacity just means the maximum that Q can be. This doesn't mean that it is. Q does not equal capacity. It just means that it has the possibility of being. So this is a very, very key thing that you need to pay attention to. Which graph has a steeper slope? Okay, a steeper slope means a slope at a greater angle. If we look here, graph A has a steeper slope. What does that indicate? Okay, well, that means that graph's A slope is greater than graph's B slope. And we're going to show our work. So why don't we actually go ahead and try to solve for the slopes? Because the next question asks the selling price for each unit. Now the good news is that in both cases, the initial value is 0, 0. The final value here is 200, 900. And the final value down here for graph B is 200, 450. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the slopes for each. We have 900 minus 0 divided by 200 minus 0. Okay, so we'll get out our calculator. And I'm going to actually go ahead and put in the full equation so you can kind of get used to seeing it. 900 minus 0 over 200 minus 0, which we just know is 900 over 200, or 9 over 2. We hit the SD button, and that gives us a slope here of 4.5. All right, well here the slope changes. So we have 450 minus 0 over 200 minus 0. And that gives me a slope of, let's do it, 450 minus 0 over 200 minus 0. That gives me a slope of 9 over 4, or 2.25. Okay, so let's look at this. What is the selling price per unit for each graph? Okay, so this is 450 dirhams, and this is 2.25 dirhams. Write down the TR equation for each graph. Okay, so for this TR equation, we're looking at y equals 4.50 times my quantity. And for this equation, we're looking at y equals 2.25 times my quantity. And this is how you practice with these TR graphs.